So this is my demonstration on how to make a dish which is both good for persons with diabetes and hypertension. So this dish is called vegetable omelette. So before we begin, I have already washed my hands properly. So I'm going to show you here the ingredients that we are going to need for this dish. So there we have eggs, cherry tomatoes, bell pepper, we have an onion, we also have here spinach, and then an olive oil with salt and pepper. Okay, so to begin with, I'm just going to slice first our tomatoes. So I'm just going to get here, I'm not going to use everything here, I will just need maybe 4 pieces of cherry tomatoes. So just slice them into half. Okay, I'll just add one more of it. So there we go. So this is going to be enough for our dish for today, and then I'm going to slice here this bell pepper, okay, so we have here our tomatoes, bell pepper, and then next is I'm going to chop the spinach. So as we all know, spinach is good for helping lower the blood pressure. So this is mainly good for persons with hypertension, and also it's healthy enough for persons with diabetes. We don't really need too much of this because we are only going to make a dish for one person. Okay, so that's good. Now I'm going to slice our onion. We want to finely chop our onions, so I'm just using half of the onion, so that should be enough for our dish. Alright, so now we have here our vegetables ready for our dish. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set this aside, and I'm going to beat our eggs. So I'm going to use 2 eggs for this. And then we will put a pinch of salt and pepper. So here's our salt and then our pepper. And then pepper. After that, we want to thoroughly beat our eggs. So So once the consistency is good enough for you, then we can now start. So here's our ingredients for this dish. Okay, so we have here our pan. So we just want it on medium heat. Okay. So we preheat our pan. And then we want to put our olive oil. So that and make sure it's spread evenly so our omelette will turn out nice. We are also using a non-stick pan to avoid sticking of this egg when we're cooking it. Okay, so now our oil is ready. We are now going to start to saute our vegetables. So we start with our onions. And then we add our spinach. We don't want to overcook our vegetables, so we are just going to lightly saute them. After this, we can now add our cherry tomatoes. And then our bell pepper. So as you can see, this dish is full of healthy vegetables. We have here the cherry tomatoes, spinach, green bell pepper, and onions. So these varieties of vegetables are good for both hypertensive and diabetic patients. Okay, so after we saute our vegetables, we move them to set them aside first. Okay, and then it's time for us to do our eggs. So just add just a tiny bit of olive oil again onto the pan, just so the eggs won't stick. So our pan is still hot as we just finished sauteing our vegetables in here. So we can actually add our beaten eggs now. Alright, so we have to adjust it. We have to move our pan from side to side just so it covers the entire pan. The egg covers the entire pan. So we can check the bottom part of it. If it's a bit firmer now, then we can actually add our sauteed vegetables on top of it. We just have to evenly distribute the vegetables on top of our omelette. And then we flip our eggs. So some people prefer a fluffy omelette, some doesn't. So it depends on your preference, however you would want to cook an omelette. Okay, so once our omelette is ready, so for this one, I think it's already good to go. We can now move it onto the plate. Okay, so this is now my finished product. This is a vegetable omelette, as you can see here, and I've added a slice of wheat bread, which is going to be healthy for both diabetic and hypertensive patients. And also, to complete the dish, I have here a skimmed milk. So that's good for also both patients. Okay, so that's about it. There you can see here it's a breakfast dish that I prepared for patients or persons with diabetes and hypertension. Okay, so there you go. That's it for my demonstration on how to prepare a dish which is both good for diabetic and hypertensive people. Thank you.